attack of the show. Arrested Development star Tony Hale will be here live to talk about his new show, Veep. And if you like apps, we've got apps, including a role-playing game that will make you nostalgic for the 1980s with Care Bear stares and Trapper Keepers. And we explain what hydraulic fracking is and why it could be a planet killer. The answer has nothing to do with Cylons. UFC welterweight Carlos Condit sits down with Blair's Herter and Butler for MMA chokeholds. And in the feed, Jimi Hendrix may be following in Tupac's holographic footsteps, and we find out what James Cameron's doing instead of making Avatar 2. First, he conquered the oceans, so space might be next.
Show now with 100% more Kevin Pereira. You're welcome.
Don't encourage him. I'm Goodness Bailey. We are coming to you live.
What a show we have. As Sarah mentioned in our little open there, Jon Jones versus Rashad Evans is happening this Saturday. I can't wait.
Are you watching it?
Yes, I'm watching it.
Are you having it
Well,
in your house?
I'm going to DVR it so I can catch Arena, which is premiering on G4 TV, starring Samuel L. Jackson.
Of course.
Keeping the lights on.
Who's going to win?
I think Jon Jones is going to win, hands down. Jon Jones is a force to be reckoned with. I know he's a younger fighter. Rashad's got some experience on him. But I don't know if you remember this clip of Jon Jones' last victory when he was finished destroying his opponent. Rashad got on the ring, and Jon Jones said this.
I'm not going to say much. I'm just going to prove it. He's ruined my special night twice now. And the time will come.
Rashad ruined his special night twice.
No.
You don't ruin his special night. That's like showing up to another kid's birthday party and breaking his piñata. He's going to fracture his face. It's going to happen. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be so good.
Lots of blood everywhere.
That's the point.
Like in the.
That's how you know it's a party.
With the arm.
Oh yeah, you came over. That was Ronda Rousey who made somebody's wrist touch their elbow. I don't think an arm is supposed to bend like that.
That was the first time I've ever seen a fight, and I don't know if I can see another one because of that.
Oh, that's so good. You need to watch more Springer.
Fracking is bad.
Well, it depends on who you ask. There's a lot of oil executives on yachts right now that would disagree.
Would you like to explain?
Well, yeah, we're going to have a loop about it in a little bit. It's basically the way that they are getting gas out of the earth right now is by injecting a whole bunch of hydraulic fluids and chemicals that end up in the drinking water and make your sinks catch on fire. So there's that.
I don't even understand.
Well, some people think this is fake. Others,
that's real.
Yeah, natural gas seeps into the springs and into wells and into water supplies.
I don't understand how that's able to happen.
It's, well, it's a cool magic trick. It's just not something I want to drink or put on my Sonicare every morning. But we're going to dive into it in the loop and try to get all sides of it. So that's happening. But now, we should saunter through the day's videos.
We're going around the net.
Oh, yes.
And there are lots of films to look forward to.
Yes, there are.
Avengers,
Yeah, sure.
Prometheus,
Okay.
Dark Knight
Yeah.
Rises.
Sand sharks!
Welcome to the Sandman Festival! Spring break is off the hook!
Something ate my boyfriend, the shark swimming in the sand.
Sharks can't swim in the sand!
I saw it.
It moved through the sand like it was wood.
It's a prehistoric sand tiger shark, predator that has evolved to wear sand like a coat and travel through it like water.
Everyone off the beach now, it's not safe.
It was our civic duty to close this beach.
We got thousands of kids stuck on this island, and no way to get them off.
Napalm, baby.
Sand sharks.
Yes! Take all of my money! Just take my money now, sand sharks! Oh my God, I love it when someone uses like a movie title generator to make something that amazing.
Amazing.
It's so, and you know that you're really in trouble when the most plausible part of your movie is that Hulk Hogan's daughter is a scientist. That is.
She is not a scientist.
No.
You do not look at that girl and think she's a scientist.
It's so good. No, she looks like the Hulk. I just need a bandana and a little goatee.
It is
The
true,
Hulk is
though.
a very attractive lady. Relax.
Well, just so y'all know, Sand Sharks is available on DVD in
Oh,
Germany
my God.
and the Netherlands now.
I cannot wait to torrent that. That is, but by the way, we were chatting about like campy, cheesy horror films. That's not the worst trailer that we've seen today.
Nope.
Isn't that right, Sarah Underwood?
Why do I open my mouth and tell you guys anything?
I don't know. Especially in a table read,
Okay, yeah,
Sarah.
so we're in the read-through, and I go, Candace, are you a fan of campy horror flicks? Do you like to see them? I mean, I do, and we were both kind of mad. Sarah then says, I was in one.
Yeah. It was a long time ago.
Sure it was.
This guy who wrote this script in like a day, literally a day, never made a movie.
Sounds legit.
Contacted somebody who's representing me, asked if I wanted to star in it. I've never acted. Flew me out there for 2 weeks to Florida, Zellwood.
Where in Florida?
In Zellwood, and that's the name of the
that's a
movie.
name.
Zellwood.
Really
And I
creative.
opened my mouth and told them about it, and now they're.
So with that said,
Ladies and gentlemen, and fans of low-budget, high-quality horror movies featuring G4 talent, we present Zellwood.
do you notice the impact font on the credits there at the end? That's how you know it's quality. But
Let's look at that.
I want to point out, the credits once again. It's a little detail that we didn't mention. Sarah's name is misspelled. You're the star of the movie, and they didn't even spell your name right.
That makes no sense.
Congratulations
What's-
on your big screen debut, Sarah, with an H.
Yeah, with an H
Sarah,
apparently. Yeah.
What's the deal with the film?
They're trying to bring it to Comic-Con and get a distributor. I don't want this thing to see the light of day. I've seen the whole thing. It's embarrassing.
Oh, you're screwed now because we just forwarded that cause. So, listen, Zellwood folks, tell us what the price is. We will Kickstarter it tomorrow and get that movie on G4. We'll make it happen. Now, Fox News. I want to talk about Fox News. You guys know
Okay.
Fox News? Yeah, huge fans here, I can tell. They're not known for intentional comedy, but that's not what makes this clip so special.
Sean Hannity might not know everything you want him to know about politics or the Constitution, but at least he knows when he's on air.
Say the Head Start is a failure. You don't know what the you're talking about.
Oh, bleep! What are you doing?
I'm not going to apologize.
Oh, it's all right. I apologize for you.
We're not on the
This
air.
got, yeah, we were on the air. When you just cursed.
We weren't on the air.
Yeah, we really were.
Oh, we were.
Yeah, we
Why are
were.
we on the air?
We were on the air, and
Why are we not on the air now?
we are on the air right now. This is live television.
Okay, good.
You want to say you're sorry?
I'm sorry about using that foul word, yes.
All right, thank you. And it's okay off the air, but not on the
The
air.
intent about it is still there.
What's that?
The intent is there, but the use of the word, I didn't realize we were on there. And you should run your show a little better instead of having me get caught like that.
Of course it's his fault. I don't get why the guy's apologizing. That's the least offensive thing I've ever heard on Fox News.
And he
cares?
didn't even really apologize.
Not really. He will apologize when Obama apologizes for being born in Africa. Once that's done.
Yes.
Muslim Africans. Oh, he is good with Photoshop, though. We know that.
Look, if you drink too much at a party and pass out, there's a good chance you could wake up with someone drawing on your face with a Sharpie.
Yeah. Could be worse, though. You could be this guy.
Get off me! Oh no! I'm covered in blue!
Hey, Gino, what happened?
I don't know! I went sleep! I look like this! Oh!
Hey, How much did you have to drink tonight?
A
exactly?
little bit. I'm not doing too much, but quite a bit. Why?
Juno, what's your favourite colour?
I don't like blue. I'm blue. Da ba dee da ba die. Da ba dee da ba die. Da ba dee da ba die. Boop boop. I'm blue. Da ba dee da ba die.
Yes.
How does he not wake up to that?
It's Four Loko. What are you gonna do?
I've never had Four Loko.
Oh, you're not missing out.
I never will.
You're not missing out. Yet another reason to only drink alone, my friends.
I bet he will never pass out at a party again.
I
ever.
bet he'll never wake up. So that's that. Oh, if the beer didn't kill him, the toxic poison from the Sharpie markers will probably do him in.
Kill him.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, but it's on around the net, so it's funny, right? Of course.
Yay.
Finally, when you're grown up, you'll always learning things, right? You're learning things about the world. Sometimes you learn from listening. Sometimes you learn from doing.
And sometimes you learn from fear.
Mom, can he be our pet squirrel? How? If we tame him.
We're gonna put him.
Come on.
Where are you gonna put him for school?
I don't know, honey. Come on. I'm not gonna kill him. I'm gonna let him go.
Okay, why don't you just let him go now? If he's a real pet, you can pet him.
Mom, does he have rabies? Oh my gosh. Mom, I don't want to die.
Rabies, you don't die from rabies.
They say they kill you.
Only if you don't get a shot.
Did I get a shot?
Oh, no.
Poor kid.
I was just like that when I was a kid, so I can't.
You were picking up squirrels from your backyard?
No, I mean, I was just like the squirrel itself.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I was confused and fat, and I would wander into my neighbors' backyards all the time.
Oh, Kevin, you were a chubby kid?
It's cool, though. I rollerbladed, so I made up for the lack of cool by aggressive inlining.
That's good. You know, looking at that squirrel made me hungry. Time for a snack.
Could you not eat your banana now? Can you wait till after the show?
Kevin, small frequent meals are the key to healthy living.
Okay,
But this one's bruised. I think I'm gonna have to throw it away.
Whoa, hey, Candace, chill out, okay?
Hi, television star Tony Hale.
Tony Hale is here, everybody.
Wait,
Tony, your interview's not for a little while. What are you doing with Candace's banana? We've got
Okay. Composting, okay. Okay. Creating a compost pile is a simple, fun, and inexpensive way to recycle everyday waste into nutrient-rich loam.
What's loam?
I don't know. But it's good. It's good.
Okay.
My compost is compost assistant.
Okay. Oh my God. Oh, it smells like a meth addict's underpants, Tony.
It's this.
Yeah, we got it.
It's my portable compost pile. Yeah. I didn't want to do it at home, and there's so much compostable material out there, I didn't want it to go to waste. Sure. So I go around and I pick it up.
Okay.
Seriously, it smells like month-old dead raccoon in there.
I know. That's Bandit. Hi, Bandit.
Tony, come on! Tony, no. Tony, listen. I'm pretty sure.
Hi, Angel.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to put dead animals in a composting pile, let alone bring it into a building where people are trying to breathe.
Okay. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah.
I suppose I could use an enclosed compost tumbler or a garbage can in a dry, shaded area, but I prefer this.
Okay.
Bam.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Could you maybe remove it from our studio now, Tony,
You know what?
please?
That's a really good point.
Yes.
You should aerate regularly anytime, or the methane will build up. And okay, it's bubbling. It's bubbling. Yeah. Compost assistant.
Okay,
go,
thank you.
Go.
Thank you, Tony. See you later.
Thanks, Tony Hale, and thank you, Compost.
We never got to
Died.
Tony Hale, everybody.
And compost assistant.
Yeah, he was a minor character. Still ahead, one of the best MMA fighters on the planet will break down UFC 145, Jones versus Evans.
Hopefully nobody gets punched in the face.
matches in UFC history happens this weekend.
And we've got an honest-to-goodness UFC belt holder to break it down for us.
Manly. So manly. All right, welcome to the show, the interim UFC welterweight champion, Carlos the Natural Born Killer. Come to the show, everybody. And Blair, I also host a comic book show, Butler. Now, Carlos, this isn't the first time we've done this, and because you are a marquee fighter and you have fought big fights, and most recently against Mr. Diaz, Butler here actually picked you to win. Take a look at this. Who do you have in the fight then, Blair?
I know everyone in the 209 is going to hate me, but I have to give a slight edge to Condit. This was really tough to pick. This was really hard.
Okay. So glad you picked him at this moment, right?
No, I was nervous making that pick because I was like, oh God, people in Stockton are going to be so angry.
Yeah, but everything worked out. The woman knows what she's talking about, obviously.
Sounds like.
Yeah.
50% of the time.
And this is why the audience is here in studio. Finally, the fight that everybody's been waiting a very long time for. John Bones Jones versus Sugar Rashad Evans. Here is the tale of the tape. Rashad is 6 years older than John, but he has a solid wrestling base and very fast hands. John Jones, we've said it so many times on the show, just an absolute beast in every single category. Deceptive, great Muay Thai, vicious elbows, crazy throws, submissions, and what might hurt Rashad the most, an 84.5-inch reach advantage. The longest in the UFC. We talk about it every show, but every single fight, he shows that is really one of his biggest advantages. So to quickly bring you guys up to speed on what happened, these guys were best friends. They trained together. Rashad actually got injured. John Jones leapfrogged him, got the title shot, and actually won the championship. Then Evans left Greg Jackson's training camp where they were both training, and they've been smack talking and Twitter slapping for the past year. It hasn't been very fun to see as an actual fan, but there's a lot of animosity between these two guys. Butler, do you think Rashad's experience actually training with John Jones is going to help him in this fight, or do you think, again, John Jones is just that good?
Well, look, John Jones is kind of a new generation of fighter, but what's interesting is that a lot of his opponents, in particularly Rampage Jackson, just have a tremendously difficult time finding their range against someone who's got this great, wingspan. They have a hard time getting inside. The fact that Rashad has some experience with someone with this kind of wingspan because he trained with John Jones, I think a lot of people think that's an advantage. Also, look, Rashad Evans has tremendous wrestling skills. A fun factoid that I think people have been bandying about a bit is that Evans has taken someone down in every one of his fights. Jones has never been taken down, so somebody's record, unless there's a flash knockout, is probably going to get a ding on it after this fight. But obviously Evans has speed, he's got knockout power. I just think this is going to be a very tough fight. And, the crazy thing about Jones is if you get in the clinch with him, he's got these great throws. He takes people down from the clinch. So once you get inside, you got some problems there, too.
Right. Well, before we get to your pick, Carlos, Rashad actually said something very interesting recently. He said, people are like, you've trained with him. You must have John Jones's number. And what Rashad said was, honestly, I bet he's a different fighter than when we used to train together because he evolves every training session. You are a guy who currently still does train with John Jones. Is that the case? And if it is, what's your take on the matchup there?
Well, Rashad basically took the words right out of my mouth. The John Jones that Rashad trained with 6, 8, a year ago is not going to be the same guy he's going to see in the octagon this weekend. John Jones is evolving at a quickening pace. The guy is a sponge for technique and knowledge. And as a young fighter, as far as he's gone, I'm just very, very excited to see the fight this weekend.
So I kind of have an idea who you're going to pick, but for clarity's sake, who do you have in this fight?
Like you said, Blair, Rashad Evans is a phenomenal striker. He got great wrestling. And I think that he has the tools to beat John Jones, but I think John Jones is he's progressing too quickly, and he's going to use his range, and he's going to finish Rashad Evans in maybe the second or the third round, I believe.
Very specific choice. All right, so John Jones, Mr. Condit right there. And then what about you, Ms. Butler?
I'd love to say that Rashad Evans, can kind of go in there and dictate where the fight goes, but I've seen John Jones in action, and the dude looks indestructible. So I'm gonna have to go with John Jones.
All right. I mean, it seems like Rashad's something like a 6-1 underdog. It seems like everybody kind of agrees with you guys. So thank you guys for your picks. Carlos, while we still have you here, I want to talk to you about your next fight. Obviously, after the Diaz fight, everybody thought that's the fight that's kind of dictate who's going to fight GSP. GSP is kind of towards the end of his training and his rehab.
a fight like that could be a reality for you this year. Is that going to happen, and how are you training for that?
My next fight will most likely be George St. Pierre.
Nice.
It all depends on his recovery timeline. He's coming off an ACL injury. So, given that he's recovering at the pace that everybody says he is, we're looking at November in Montreal.
All right, well, I know we're all really looking forward to that. The fight's going to be amazing. Quickly, before we let you go, how can the fans at home get a hold of you?
My Twitter handle is just @Carlos Condit, pretty simple. And Carlos Condit Facebook page.
All right, sounds good, man. Well, thank you again for being here. Big round of applause for Mr. Condit. And as always, thank you to Ms. Butler. UFC 145, Jones versus Evans, this Saturday live on pay-per-view at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Still ahead, Buster Bluth himself, Tony Hale, is still alive and will be here next. Stick around.
Politics! Man, they attract some weird sorts.
What do you say? I didn't appreciate the reference to my potential suicide earlier. I'm not a joke.
Well, you're the guy with the big bag of lip balm, Gary. You're Kissinger.
Every single thing you say to me is emasculating. Do you realize that?
Yes.
I think that Senator Doyle still might go cold on sponsoring this bill.
Well, we gotta warm him up because we need his support on junk the jams, or whatever they're calling it now.
Unclog the backlog.
Unclog the backlog.
I do a serious job. I'm next to the Veep more than any other human being. You are distantly orbiting her. I'm her moon.
So would you take a bullet for the Veep, Gary?
Oh, my God.
No, because, you're gonna be right in the line of fire.
It's not my job.
Please welcome back Tony Hale! Hey! The Compost King! Oh, no, it's a happy place.
I'm alive.
We're friends here. You survived the compost explosion. That raccoon was something else.
Bless him.
Little
Band-
angel.
Hi, Angel. That's seriously how I talk to babies. Hi, baby.
And you also
How
grabbed
are
them
you?
by their legs and dangled them like
I
you
go,
did with
hi,
Bandit.
Angel. And I say, you little stinker.
Look who's crying for mommy. Okay,
Get
we
out.
should go back. Last time you were here, you had a 5-month-old.
I
It was
did.
it was 2006.
I know.
Crazy time. Slap
know.
bracelets were all the rage.
Yeah. And she's, you have one.
I
It's
had
around here
one.
somewhere.
Yeah, I had one. They took it away from me.
She is, she's 6 now.
Congrats on that.
And she is, I love your guys' responses. It's so nice.
Whoa, really? Well, we saw that you can barely handle a compost pile, so we're surprised.
Thanks. Thanks for the affirmation.
That you've parented someone to the age of 6.
Her name is Loy, and she's amazing. Amazing.
Now Loy has, because I imagine you go out, you hit the movie sets, and then you must hit the Avalon. Maybe you go hit the Roxbury. You're partying up, booth and bottle service, sparklers hanging from your nipples, and you're just.
I'll tell you what I am.
Dom shots.
What are you? I am an absolute homebody. Let me tell you what my hobby is.
Okay.
Ready? I edit home movies. I'm not kidding. And I love it. I love it. I love iMovie.
Okay.
And I give them as gifts at Christmas, and I put music to my daughter running in the yard, and it goes slow-mo when my daughter picks her up. It's just my hobby.
Okay. So these are your home movies
Don't
that you're
judge
editing.
me.
I'm
Don't
not,
judge
I'm
me.
not no. Anybody judging? Round of applause?
No.
See, no applause.
Great, thanks.
None.
Thanks.
Do you script out movies, or is it just?
What if I did?
I don't know.
That would be so unfortunate. Sound effect right here. No, I guess a couple years ago when I had all this footage, and then my friend taught me how to use iMovie, and I just got addicted.
Does your friend work at the Genius Bar? Do you know a genius?
Maybe.
By appointment only.
But there's a
he teaches
little
you?
point where you can click transitions, and you get like a fade out.
Oh yeah.
Where you get like a blur
Yeah,
transition.
little crosses off, little barn door wipe.
It's amazing.
You ever barn door wiped?
Maybe.
Yeah, circle swipe.
Or when the page opens.
Oh, a little page
Yeah.
peel.
Yeah.
What about the water ripple?
It's awesome. But my goal, I would love to do a video every year of her life, and so that she can have like
That'd be incredible.
A little file.
She'll love it at first, then she'll resent it, then she'll hate you, then sometime after college she'll love it again.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
what's
you,
so
Kevin.
great.
Thanks. Therapy file.
That's how that process is gonna go. Let's talk about Veep now.
Yes.
Let's get into this madness.
Yes.
New HBO series.
Yes. And it's so incredibly fun. And what it is pretty much, here's the deal. We're in an election year. There's a lot of posturing. There's a lot of putting your best foot forward, a lot of perfect sound bites. And this shows that these people have to have freakouts. They got to get insecure. They got to have meltdowns, and this show focuses on that.
Right, and your character is the vice president's body man?
I'm the body man.
So what is that? That's not like a Secret Service bodyguard.
No. I'm the Exhibit A. I'm the body man.
Got it?
You got it? No.
You are the Axe Effect personified.
No, I'm not. What I do is I pretty much carry around a big bag, and whatever she needs, it could be Purell, it could be an extra pair of shoes, I'm on it. And the fact is, I should have left this job in my 20s, but my identity is pretty much her. I just worship her. So I pretty much just got a lot of cats at home. So she's everything to me, so I will never leave the job, because me leaving the job would be like suicide.
Right. And these body men exist even to like just whisper in somebody's ear, like, oh, that's so-and-so, they donated, they were at this fundraiser.
And the thing about my character is I don't know a lot about policy, I don't know a lot about passing bills and stuff like that, but what I do know is random facts about people. So if she's talking to somebody, then I would whisper like, he's got a brother in Rage Against the Machine, you know, or he's
Donald Morello.
He's a triathlete or something, and then she has a conversation piece.
Incredible. And that exists.
I'm like a walking Wikipedia.
And that really exists as a position in our political system.
And I got to meet a guy that was one, and your life is 24/7 them, and you have no social life, and there's a lot of burnout.
This guy was not sober when you talked to him, right?
I mean, he's completely trashed.
Yeah.
No, but and the fact is, you know, they kind of burn out, then they go to other things in their 20s, and I just happen to hang on because I will keep my job.
Now, last time we were here, we chatted Arrested Development, and you mentioned that it's pretty much, the script was so solid, you pretty much stuck to it. That was this, or that was that. With Veep, is there more improv going on set?
Yeah, there's a lot of improv, and unlike, which is very rare, we've got about 5 or 6 weeks of rehearsal time just to kind of, just to kind of get organic moments and get the relationship to the characters. And Armando Iannucci, who created it, is just amazing, and he really he's not close to the script, just wherever it goes.
That's exciting.
And Julia, for instance, she is such an inspiration comedically.
Well, that's not what you said before we started the interview. Do you want to?
She is, what? No, she is genuinely, she's just one of those people that not only is she so talented, she's so kind, and the set is just very free and creative, and we're all naked, and it's just...
Oh, nice. Yeah. Just one giant orgy, and then someone yells, cut. Veep! I know how that goes. All right, you're here. I'm contractually obligated to ask you about Arrested Development coming to Netflix.
Yes.
Well, some Arrested Development guys are not so kind.
Really?
Because I'm sure you hear it every 5 seconds when you're trying to get a Jamba
but the
Juice.
thing
It's
is,
like, do you want a razzmatazz boost? By the way, tell me about the Netflix series.
I do get that. The thing is, when people come up to me and ask me about it, I'm such a fan of the show. So, and I also haven't seen it in a while, so I like to hear things that I don't remember, like bits, and so I love the conversation. Sure. But where it is now is we're shooting it this summer.
Okay.
And
it's supposed to be an episode per character, right?
It's supposed to be an episode per character. And the fact is, what happened in Buster's life for 2.5 years, I can't imagine what's gone on in 6 years. So I really don't want to know a lot of information about it because I like the surprise.
Right.
Because I mean, one day you're like, your hand's coming off and you're dating Liza Minnelli.
Dating Liza Minnelli, exactly.
So I like that surprise. So I kind of want to go into it like, what the hell is going to happen? So I'm excited about it.
Maybe your character has taken some Final Cut Pro classes and is cutting a metric ton of home movies.
Maybe that's happening right now as we speak. He's writing that.
Thank you so much for coming on, Tony.
Thanks.
Really appreciate it.
Good seeing you.
Really good to see you.
Thank you.
Another 6 years.
Yes, another 6 years.
6 years.
Yes. Oh, but I want to see Sand Sharks with you.
You want to what?
I want to go see Sand Sharks.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
I think we said it's out in 2 very third worldish countries, so let's go.
Is it here?
Road trip. No, but we'll torrent it. We'll have a movie night.
Please.
Tony Hale, everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Premieres Sunday night on HBO. But now over to Candace and Sarah.
Thank you, Kevin. This Tuesday, Bomb Patrol Afghanistan brings you an explosive, in-depth look at the high-tech tools used to find and destroy IEDs.
See mine-sniffing radar, armored vehicles, and robots Tuesday at 10 p.m. only on G4. Head to facebook.com/Bomb Patrol for more.
Hey, you'd better stay the frack, too.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, we'll explain how a mining technique might be causing earthquakes right after this.
Here's a question for you. Would you eat an entire bowl of worms to relive your favorite childhood memory? You logged onto G4TV.com and told us what you thought. We'll have the results after the break. The results are in, and about 53% of you said you would not eat an entire bowl of worms to relive your favorite childhood memory. Oh, there's nothing like suppressed memories. Wait, did I say suppressed? I meant favorite. Log on to G4TV.com for more questions like this and tell us just how far you'd go.
Oh, guess what time it is?
Time for the Twitter wall.
Tweet o'clock, folks. Here we go.
0P1. OMG. Googling Zelwood right now. Sarah Underwood looks so hot with a WT on the movie poster. Must see it now.
Oh, do we have the movie poster? Can we get it?
I think we do. I think we do.
Can we get it up on screen?
No.
No, we don't?
No! Look at that!
Sarah, you're a baby.
Neither one of us look scared.
What's going on in these Zelwoods?
Adorable. And it got your name right on it, though.
So embarrassing. I hate you guys.
So awesome. You're going to hate us more when we get the rights to it. We're going to air it over and over.
If you want to be a part of the show and end up on our Twitter wall, tweet us at AOTS or use the hashtag AOTS.
Now listen, news is an important part of your daily diet, like fiber.
Let's get the doctor recommended amount from Zelwood star Sarah.
Mistress Zelwood!
All right. Open wide. It's time for the feed.
All the news you need to know. The feed.
It's Thursday, April 19th, and here are your top stories. James Cameron may be busy diving to the deepest depths of the ocean and making 2 Avatar sequels, but evidently he's got another side project in the works. Mining asteroids. Cool, huh? Along with Google founders Larry Page and Eric Schmidt, Cameron is backing a startup called Planetary Resources. Specifics are scarce, but the company says it will focus on both space exploration and natural resources to, quote, create a new industry and help ensure humanity's prosperity. In other words, it sounds like they're looking to tap the enormous wealth of resources beyond our home planet. But stay tuned, folks. We'll know more when this potentially monumental project is officially unveiled next Tuesday. Now, the world is still abuzz over Holopock taking the stage at Coachella. And it seems like the hologram phenomenon is not going to go away anytime soon. Yeah, Dr. Dre has expressed interest in seeing the technology showcase other late musicians, saying he would love to see Jimi Hendrix and Marvin Gaye take the stage. In the meantime, he said he's considering taking the holographic Tupac on tour. Yeah, we did it, guys. It's officially the future. Yeah. And finally, unhappy with your expensive electric bill? Well, your console might be sucking a lot of power when you're not using it. Researchers at Carnegie Mellon just released a study that says almost 70% of all energy consumed by game consoles is used in idle mode. Stop it, Kevin. Nationwide, they say the wasted energy adds up to over $1 billion in utility costs a year. Of course, the last thing that we're suggesting is that you should stop gaming. So instead, just do Mother Earth a solid and enable your console's auto-off feature. Or hell, just turn off your console when you're not playing it. Yeah. I'm Sarah Underwood. You've just been fed. Now over to Kevin.
Thank you, Sarah Underwood.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. All right, serious time, folks. Hydraulic fracking was first used for mining in 1947, but the EPA didn't announce restrictions on this earth-shaking drilling technique until this week. Now, some say the practice needs to be stopped outright, and we're going to find out why in The Loop. Joining me from Washington, D.C., Cornell University professor Tony Ingraffia is here, everybody. Tony, welcome to the program.
Good to be here.
I'm going to give you an impossible task, and I apologize in advance, but you could take 60 minutes explaining in broad strokes what hydraulic fracturing is. But give us a tweet soundbite, a tweetable 140 characters. What is the process that is fracking?
It's an industrial process used to increase the productivity of an oil or gas well. It's called hydraulic because it involves the injection of a fluid under very high pressure, which causes fractures already in the rock to open wider or create new fractures, hence it's called fracking. And by increasing those fractures, widths and lengths, effectively the gas or oil can more easily flow out of the rock and into the well.
Well, that sounds perfectly safe and normal. I mean, more gas available in the U.S., that does sound great, but I keep hearing and reading things like we're ending up with contaminated groundwater or increase in earthquakes, actually. Is there any truth to that?
Yes, there is a truth to all of that and more. The downside to increasing natural gas production in the U.S., especially using extremely high volume hydraulic fracturing, is we're going to be seeing many, many more incidences of contamination of people's private drinking water wells. There's a major problem with disposal of the waste that's produced in this process. There is a minor problem right now with relatively small earthquakes that are being produced because of the injection of these wastes. But most importantly for everybody listening intergalactically is that it's the worst possible thing we can be doing right now for climate change.
Now, why is that? How does fracking affect climate change?
Fracking is necessary to increase the production of natural gas, and the kind of fracking that's done, very high volume fracking, emits much more waste methane, which is natural gas, into the atmosphere. And methane is a much more potent greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide. Therefore, you get the bad effect on the atmosphere by burning the natural gas. You get carbon dioxide, but you get an equally bad, or in some cases worse, result by producing methane, which is worse than carbon dioxide for climate change.
But Tony, are we completely ignoring the awesome side effect of turning your kitchen sink into a flamethrower? Because I see this clip everywhere, and I see it repeated, and please explain it to me, because some people say this is clearly the result of fracking. Others are saying that it's hogwash, that these gases naturally occur in drinking water in some places. What's really happening here?
Both of those statements are true, but you can't just take those statements as they are. You have to ask the next question. What is the concentration of methane in somebody's drinking water? It is true that many people have methane in their well water, but at such low concentrations that it would not burn coming out of the faucet.
Right.
So the first question you have to be able to answer is, what is the actual concentration? And it is true that natural gas development does cause larger volumes of methane, higher concentrations, to migrate into some people's well water. The next question you have to be able to answer is, when did that happen? Was it always there in that concentration, or did the concentration go up because of recent nearby drilling activity?
And now, what are the long-term health effects? Do we even know what fracking, like the chemicals? It always shocks me that they say we can't tell you what's actually in the materials we're injecting into the ground that could be getting into your water, because maybe we'd lose, I don't know, a business competitive advantage. But I always say if what you're doing might end up inside my body, I have a right to know what's in it. Do we know what's in these chemicals and how it could be affecting us?
We know to a certain degree because it's well known within the industry which chemicals are used in which products. So in some cases, the industry is willing to say the product name, and in some cases, we can determine by the product name what the chemicals are. And in many cases, those chemicals are not appropriate for human consumption or ingestion or inhalation. So yes, we don't yet know the long-term health effects of concentrations of these chemicals getting into the water that we drink or the air that we breathe, because this is a relatively recent rendition of hydraulic fracturing. As you said, it's been around since the 40s, but not in the form that's being practiced today.
Well, Professor, then short-term effects. What are we seeing in areas with a high concentration or high fracking activity? What's happening to people and animals?
What's happening is we're seeing an increasing number of contamination incidents in people's private drinking water wells, an increasing frequency of spills on the surface because of pipeline leakage, valve failures, truck overturning, waste pit overflows. And because this kind of shale gas development is so intense, that is, you need hundreds of thousands of wells in a region. Say a 3 or 4 state region in the Northeast is going to need hundreds of thousands of wells to develop this resource. Even a small error percentage leads to a large number of serious incidents.
Right. Well, now there are certainly critics that say fracking got a bad rap, specifically from the Gasland documentary, and that, look, this has been going on safely for decades. But I would assume then, based off what you just said, that the fracking that we're seeing today sort of ain't your granddaddy's fracking. Like, this is a newer, highly concentrated activity.
That's perfectly correct. The number of wells that need to be drilled in a given area and the size of the wells in terms of the volume of fracking fluid going from tens of thousands of gallons previously in previous decades to millions of gallons now make the scale up of this process, this industrial process, the major part of the problem. It's the scale up.
So now the EPA unveiled the rules, their very first rules on fracking earlier this week, and I'm going to make the understatement of a century here when I say I am not an expert. but I saw that they don't go into effect until 2015, and they basically seem to, from what I had read, it basically seemed to say that the new regulations just say that they have to capture all that gas that was escaping, but it doesn't really seem to get to the root of the issue, which is chemicals leaking into the ground and other spillages. Am I wrong? Are the EPA rules, do they go far enough? Have they done their job?
Well, these particular rules that came out this week were focused on air emissions, not contamination of water. Hopefully that will come later because of additional EPA studies and regulations that hopefully will occur in the near future. These particular air regulations, unfortunately, were watered down from what they were intended to be a year ago when they were first announced. So there's a tremendous industry pushback, which resulted in a tremendous diminution of the reduction in methane emissions, which, as I said before, is the most important long-term health effect because it affects climate change, which affects everybody.
Right.
So they're good rules, but they're not nearly as strong as I would like them to be. There's a delay in enforcing them, and they only apply to new wells. So people who are
everybody's getting grandfathered in if they've had a well for the last 15 years?
You got it.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Okay, lobbyists, great. Professor, we are seen all over the nation. I'm sure there is a viewer sitting at home right now that's watching this, and fracking is taking place in their backyard. Is there anything they can do?
Yes, they should have had, or if they haven't yet, have a baseline test done on their private water well, if they're on a private water well. Get that done by a licensed professional so that they have documentation. So if necessary, when a civil suit arises from contamination, they have something to back it up. They should be complaining and monitoring when necessary through their Department of Environmental Protection or Environmental Conservation, which is charged by state law. There are no significant federal laws in this case with protecting themselves and the environment. When they go to vote this November, be very careful who you vote for.
Absolutely. This is going to be one of the most critical environmental debates over the next few years, specifically here in the States.
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much, Professor Tony Ingraffia from Cornell University. Thank you. Thank you for keeping us in the loop. And folks at home, for more information, and believe me, there is a lot more to learn, watch Professor Ingraffia's Facts on Fracking lecture on YouTube. It's fascinating stuff. Stick around. There's more Attack of the Show right after this. On the next Attack of the Show.
All week long, AOTS presents Attack of the Summer Movies. We'll preview all this year's biggest blockbusters with live guests including Total Recall's John Cho and amazing Spider-Man director Mark Webb. Plus, we rate Sony's latest 3D TV and Canon's high-def camcorder in Gadgetron. Then we go on a tour of the special effects studio behind Men in Black 3 with the legendary Rick Baker. And we'll have massive, epic giveaways all week long.
Coming up next week on AOTS.
Oh.
What a show today!
That was a roller coaster of a show, huh? Dead raccoons.
Oh, dead raccoons.
Tony Hale.
Dead Tony Hale.
Dead Tony Hale in an explosion.
And then alive.
Zellwood trailer. and then somehow we snuck a serious discussion about a political environmental issue. What's going on? I'm not watching this show anymore. No, I'm not.
Special thanks to Tony Hale. Would you like to continue?
I'll continue. I want to really thank Professor Tony Ingraffia for joining us. Please go to YouTube, watch his videos. The man is super smart, and I wish I had an hour to chat with him. It's a very, very important topic, so go read up on all sides of it. Carlos Condit as well, thank you. Blair Herder and Blair Butler.
The Blairs.
And Zellwood star Sarah